security mission is evolving.
I'd like to see that continue. Mr. Chairman, I yield back. Thank you, sir.
The chair now recognizes the gentleman from California, Mr. Swalwell.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Mr. Secretary, to go back to what the chair alluded to with the Malaysia Airlines disappearance, and while we do not know what happened to that plane, we do know that 2 passengers boarded the flight using stolen passports. And it was encouraging to hear that the United States checks travelers inbound and outbound to the United States and within the United States against the stolen and lost passenger database that Interpol has. What concerns me, though, is that last year over 1 billion passengers outside the United States were able to travel without having their passports checked against that database. And so I have sent a letter along with my colleagues on this committee, Mr. Hudson, Ms. Miller, and Ms. Jackson-Lee, asking first for reassurances on what you've said about what's going on in and out of the United States, but second, whether there's leverage or negotiations going on with these countries, including what I understand to be border countries of the United States that are not using or checking against the Interpol database.
I think it's definitely something we should look at, sir.
And do you believe we have leverage or have abilities to work with these countries to implement the technological capabilities they'll need to check against these databases?
I intend to look at that question.
Okay. And does it concern you at all that right now that perhaps some of these border countries are not checking against the database?
It is a situation that we are looking at with regard to the flight. Obviously, as I said earlier, we're not in a position to make any conclusions, but stolen passports is a priority item.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. And with regards to FEMA, it currently administers 18 separate grant programs to help state and local governments prepare for and respond to terrorist events. The administration recently has, and again has proposed, that these programs be consolidated into one large grant program. Congress has rejected this attempt in the past, and it's been opposed by outside nonprofit organizations as well as law enforcement agencies and members of both parties. And I understand why the interest in consolidation exists and that it could give the department more flexibility. But the experience is that when you consolidate, that oftentimes important programs are left out. And I'll give you an example. We back home in the San Francisco Bay Area, under the Transit Security Grant Program, were able to secure $13 million to harden the Transbay Tube that connects Oakland to San Francisco, which over 100,000 people take every day and or move through. And our concern and my concern is that if we consolidate this, the Transit Security Grant and other important grants may not receive the funding or attention that they may receive. And I was wondering if you would be open or remain open to keeping these individual grant programs so that that doesn't occur.
Well, the administration proposal is to consolidate a number of them, but there are also others that are kept discreet and aside. Our assessment is that you enhance efficiency, you enhance oversight if you consolidate these grant programs.
And going back to that, we also are hopeful and would like to invite you out this fall. We have Urban Shield, and we were the first Urban Shield to use UASI grants in the country, in the San Francisco Bay Area, under Alameda County Sheriff Greg Ahern. And so that exercise has taken off across the country. It was cited by the Boston Police Commissioner that his police attended Alameda County's Urban Shield program and that had prepared them to respond to the marathon bombing. So we will be having that this coming fall, and you have an invitation from me and to see those funds at use. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield the balance of my time.
Yield. Gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Barletta.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Johnson, the President's fiscal year 2015 budget zeroes out funding